Welcome to École Crane, a school of about 260 kids. Those numbers have been pretty steady over the years, but as the number of francophones in this country continue to decrease and the number of allophones continues to increase, we headed to a grade 2 classroom to find out how French language continues to thrive in this community.
It's cool to learn 2 languages.
So anybody at your family speak French at home?
Oh no, they like to speak English, but my mom and dad, my mom mostly speaks French a lot.
Like most kids in this immersion school, these grade 2 students don't typically speak French at home.
But like the parents, they panic because they don't know French. Immersion's made for people who don't speak French. So first of all, they're not expected to speak any French at home. What we send home for the children to do in the way of homework or reading, the children are prepared for. It's almost like practice what goes home.
It's a few years into their child's education, and many families are seeing benefits.
All day long, their brains are forced to think about what's being said to me, or when they have to speak, how can I say it in a way that with the vocabulary I do know. So they're always trying to find ways to communicate. They have to be pretty creative sometimes.
Si tu as fini le livre bleu, tu vas faire quoi? Si tu as fini le livre blanc, tu vas faire ceci.
It helps children to learn a new language, to think more creatively and more flexibly, to be aware of other cultures, and it gives them access to other media and art, job opportunities.
And while the idea that a greater increase in immigration would lead people toward learning English and away from French, so far that doesn't seem to be the case.
It's not been a problem at all. In fact, it's been an advantage. A lot of immigrant families want every opportunity for their children, and they're choosing French immersion as the environment for their children to learn in.
Still, the majority of families in Winnipeg are choosing English language programs, and so the government continues to take an active role in promotion.
I think that we have had a number of approaches with respect to the promotion of French language. We currently have more than 20,000 students enrolled in the French immersion program.
School divisions are always looking to bump up those numbers, and they're finding support through the Manitoba government's French language revitalization program. Grant money through that program helps to promote French language education in our communities, regardless of how the demographics change.
I think it is important for those who immigrate in our country to be aware of the fact that in Canada there are 2 official languages, and that it is also to their benefit to learn to speak French. And many of them do.
It turns out that research in the States is showing that children who are do not have English as a first language in a French immersion setting tend to perform as well as their English-speaking peers, whereas if they were in English language settings, their trajectory wouldn't be as good.
Meanwhile, these students are building language one word at a time.
I'm learning to read in French. If you're thirsty, it's j'ai soif. And if you're cold, you say j'ai froid.
And when you're a proud French speaker, you say Vive le français.
Vous y trouverez. Merci.
For Shaw TV, I'm Kaschor.